Hey guys, it's Mrs. Autry. Today we're going to be doing a vegetable garden piece of artwork together. You're going to be making a vegetable garden. These are vegetables that grow underground. So we've got a carrot, a beet, and a radish. I drew some things with marker, like the horizon line here where the dirt is. I used marker to draw the vegetables also. I used marker to draw the worm and to sign my name. For everything else, I used crayon. If you're at home and you don't have markers or the markers that you need, you can just use crayon, or you can use marker if you don't have crayons. Whatever you have available is fine. All right, let's go ahead and get started on this pretty project. We're going to start by using a brown marker if you have one. If you don't, you can use brown crayon. And I'm going to make a line going across the middle of the paper. I'm going to wiggle it just a little bit. All the way to the other side. From one side all the way over to the other. Next, I'm going to draw the carrot. I'm going to draw the carrot underground, and I'm going to draw it all the way on this left-hand side. I'm going to start right here and come back up just to that line. It's kind of like a raindrop shape or football shape, but it does stop when it gets to that line. I'm also going to use my marker just to make a few little lines on the carrot like you would see if you were eating one or pulling one from the ground. Okay, next I'm going to draw the beet, and I'm going to use, you can do either purple or this pretty magenta or red violet color. I'm going to go ahead and use the purple. If you don't have a purple marker, you can totally use a purple crayon. And I'm going to do this one in the middle. So for this one, I'm going to start up at the line and make a rainbow, sideways rainbow shape. I'm going to come down like that. I'm going to start up at the top again and just go around and down. I'm going to make a couple extra little lines for the bottom of the beet. Then I'm going to use my marker to add a few lines inside of the vegetable also. Okay, and then next for the radish, you can use either red violet or just regular red. I'm going to use this regular red color, and it's going to be the same shape as the beet except smaller. So we're going to start over here on the right hand side. We're going to start at the line, and I'm just going to do a round circle that comes down, a round circle that comes down, and do a couple extra lines there. And I'm going to take the same color and do a couple lines on the inside of the radish also. Okay, and then I'm going to take my brown marker and add a couple of roots to the end of the vegetables. If you've ever pulled a vegetable out of the ground, you know that they have lots of roots attached to them. So I'm just going to do a couple very skinny, wiggly lines kind of hanging from the bottom of the vegetables. Just 2 or 3 hanging from the bottom of each. Next, you can take a regular black marker, Crayola marker, or a Sharpie. I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, and I'm going to draw a little worm right over here. You can put it wherever you would like in the dirt. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a long line, come back around. I'm wiggling just a little bit. Then I'm going to draw lines on the worm and put a little dot for an eye. Okay. Excuse me. Next, we're going to go ahead and start coloring everything with our crayons. So you are going to take your crayons and just color in your vegetables. I like to do fancy coloring sometimes where I go dark around the edges and light on the inside. So I'm going to do that for these. I'm just gonna go dark around the edges and light on the inside. Okay, and don't worry about coloring all of this right now with me. Once I turn the video off, or once you turn it off at home, you'll have plenty of time to color on your own. So don't worry about finishing the coloring right now. I really just want you to draw with me and just kind of see how I'm doing this. I'm just kind of going around, and I'm gonna color in the beet with a purple crayon, but I'm also gonna use a little bit of red violet also. So I'm gonna use this dark purple around the edges. And I want you to color nice and slow when you're coloring. You don't have to color right now. You're just gonna color after we turn the video off. But I'm just trying to show you how you can blend colors. Like I can take this purple and I'm gonna get a little bit lighter and lighter as I go toward the inside. And I can also take my red violet and mix a little bit of that in as well, because nothing is ever just usually one color. There's usually colors blended in with it. Okay, and then I would move over to the radish, and the only thing different I'm going to do for the radish is make a line that kind of arches up right here, and I'm using red violet for this because the bottom of the radish is white and I want it to stay that way. So I'm just going to make a little arch line right there, and then I'm going to color this radish with the red violet color, and I'm going to go dark around the edges and light on the inside. And you can do the rest of your coloring once we turn the video off. Now I just want to kind of stop and show you the finished product because I think that you can do a lot of this on your own. So you are going to finish coloring the carrot orange, the beet, a mixture of purple and red violet if you have it. For the radish, I drew my arch line here so that the bottom of it can stay white. And then I just colored in with some red violet, and I also used a little bit of just regular red. I kind of mixed those colors a little bit, and I left it light in the middle. I didn't even really color in the middle. I just kind of left it light. Okay. And then you can also color the sky. You can add a sun if you would like. So I did the sun next by just doing a curved line around with a few sun rays. And I colored that in. And for my sky, now something that I didn't do that you could do for your sky is you could do a sunrise or a sunset with just warm colors. Would look really, really pretty. Some of you are really great at that. All I used for my sky was this blue color and this blue-green color. And I actually mixed them because it looks really nice to mix colors for the sky because the sky is never really just one color. So I used blue up at the top and blue-green toward the bottom, but I kind of mixed the colors. Okay, and then in the bottom, I just did the dirt brown. And I don't want you to worry about, you know, how long it takes to color things in. Just take your time and do a nice job. Go slow. If you want it to be a little bit easier on you when you're coloring in, just do it lightly for the dirt. Because the lighter you press, the kind of easier it is to fill in a big area like this. Of course, it looks really nice when you can press down hard and get the really dark color. But if your hand's getting kind of tired of coloring, you can just press lightly. For the worm, I colored the worm in with pink. You can do that however you would like though. Okay, and let's talk about cutting out the leaves and how we do that. Okay, so you're gonna have, if you're in the classroom, on the table you have colored construction paper pieces that are dark green and light green. If you don't have construction paper at home, then feel free to just draw the leaves on however you would like. But here's how I want you to cut these today. Okay, you're gonna take one of each color, so everyone should have one dark green and one light green. And let's go ahead and just go right in order. We're gonna do the carrot leaves first. So for this, I'm gonna take this piece and I'm gonna cut it, not in half, I'm gonna cut it about like this so that this side's pretty big and this side's a little smaller. And I'm gonna use this side for the radish and I'm gonna use this side for the carrot. So you just cut it a piece off. And I'm gonna take my scissors and wiggle down and make 3 wiggly worms or snakes for my leaves. So I'm just gonna take my scissors, wiggle, 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 wiggle to a point. And then wiggle, 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 and wiggle, 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 just so you have at least 3. You can take your green, dark green crayon and draw a line down each of these. I'm just gonna do 3. Okay, so these are my leaves for the carrot. And then I'm gonna use the light green for the beet. I'm gonna cut part of this off. I don't need that much. I'm gonna wiggle, wiggle around to make 1. If you don't have room on this one, you could use the other half if you want. And wiggle, wiggle around and around, just gently. There's 2. And I'm gonna actually take my purple crayon and draw a line on each of these for the beet that is purple. Okay? And then last but not least, we're gonna do the same thing for the radish, but kind of smaller. So I'm gonna take and wiggle, wiggle around. And with whatever you have left, it could just be small, wiggle, wiggle around. And for the radish, I'm gonna take my dark green crayon like I did for the carrot and do a line and a line. Okay, now that you have hopefully cut out and made your leaves, you can glue them on to your background. Make sure you don't glue them down until you have colored everything with crayon. The very last thing that I did was to glue my leaves down after I had everything colored with crayon. So after you're done coloring your vegetables, after you're done coloring the dirt and the worm, after you're done coloring the sky, then you're gonna take your glue stick, open your glue stick up. You're gonna put lots and lots of glue on the back of each piece, and then you're just going to stick them down on your paper right where they belong, right up above the carrot for this one, right up above the beet for this one, and right up above the radish for this one. You want to have lots and lots of glue on the back, lots and lots of glue when you glue them down. Remember to glue them down after you color with your crayons. When you're done with your glue today, roll it down and click the cap on tight. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I think these are so cute, so beautiful, so fun. And as always, I can't wait to see what creations you come up with. Make sure if you're at home, post a photo. I would love to see you in it. And nice job to those of you in the classroom working hard. It's a really sweet project. Happy spring and have a great day.